Hello, welcome in. Hi. Okay, the topic for today is stop trying to be perfect. You striving to be perfect is going to only lead to a lot more stress, a lot more anxiety for yourself. Instead of trying to be perfect, just try to be better. Instead of trying to be perfect, just tell yourself, I'm going to try to get a little better each day. Each day, try to get a little bit better each day. That's it. Hold on. I'm going to close this door. Each day, try to be a little bit better. Each day, try to do something that helps you be better, feel better, live better. And it can be as simple as trying to learn a skill. And one thing that used to bug me up is trying to learn something like so quickly, so rapidly, and, put my all into it, right? Because of wanting to be perfect in it. But when I stopped trying to be perfect and instead was like, let me learn about this skill, even if it's just a little bit each day, I learn a little bit each day, then that helped me because I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to read the whole book, right? Like, let's say I'm learning something and I'm reading a book about it. I used to be like, oh, let me do a lot, right? Read a lot of the book and like try to like finish the book as soon as I can, right? That overachiever, trying to be perfect. But instead of doing that, instead of saying like, let me try to do everything and be perfect, right? I just said, let me try a little bit each day, just like a little bit. So even if I read 1 minute or one page of that book, it's better than nothing because at the very end of the day, you have done something more than if you didn't do it. And like for someone like me who used to be an overachiever, perfectionist, and is still trying not to be one, I recommend that you just put yourself to say, like, tell yourself, I'm just going to get a little bit better each day, just a little bit better each day. And sometimes that's all you need? So stop trying to be perfect in motherhood. Hi, Melissa. Hello. Hi, Sad Purple. Trying to be perfect each day is literally going to ruin your self-esteem and it's going to make you not really motivated to try to be better. So try to do things a little bit at a time, just a little bit at a time. So if you want to be someone who reads books, right? I like to do something every day about that goal I'm trying to reach. So I want to reach that goal. Oh, thank you, work on weekends. I appreciate that. I want to do something each day, all right? Each day, I'm going to try to strive to that goal. So you can have like an app to track your habits. You can track your habits on paper, but each day you need to be touching this goal. Like you need to be touching this goal each day. I'm so serious. So it doesn't have to be that you need to be perfect in the goal as ASAP. It means that each day you're striving to learn more in this skill. So for example, let's say that you want to learn how to be a content creator. What you can do is each day learn something about how to be a content creator, right? Each day learn something about how you can be a better content creator. And it might not be perfect in the beginning, right? But each day you're putting a little bit of effort into it. Even if it's like, okay, let me learn about each social media platform. What is YouTube? What is Instagram, right? And you just say like, okay, I'll learn a little bit each day, but you don't need to overwhelm yourself, right? Because as perfectionists, if you're like me, right, you want to just do everything so hard. Go, be perfect, know everything, but then it creates stress. It creates anxiety when all you're doing is trying to overwhelm yourself with more information, more knowledge in a short amount of time. And especially if you're a mom, right? And you guys know all I talk about is mom's mental health, prioritizing herself, taking care of herself so she can be her best self. That's what my channel is about, right? Make sure you like this video and subscribe if you like this content because that's all I talk about. I love talking about this. But yeah, if you're trying to be a better person, you cannot overwhelm yourself. And if you used to be a perfectionist or overachiever like I am, right? And I'm trying to like work on that. You cannot let yourself get bogged down by trying to be perfect. You're never gonna be perfect. Nobody's gonna be perfect. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, it's actually better if you make mistakes because you learn way faster. The more mistakes that I'm making, the more I'm learning. But imagine if I never made mistakes, or at least I never thought I made mistakes, I would never learn. I would never grow. And so being a perfectionist is preventing you from growing. It's preventing you from learning. It's preventing you from putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, right? Because as a perfectionist, if you say you want to try something new, but you're a perfectionist, you may never try that new thing because you're afraid you're not going to be perfect in it. So I feel like you just need to get yourself out there and do something, even if you're not perfect, even if you're not perfect in that thing that you're doing, even if you're making mistakes. The sooner you learn, the sooner you make mistakes, the sooner you learn. Learning comes from making mistakes and failing. So don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to not be perfect, because not being perfect is literally going to give you more success than trying to be perfect is. And so I wanted you to know that, is there anyone in here who resonates with that message of being a perfectionist, trying to be perfect, trying to make everybody else happy, all this? Let me know if you resonate with this. Let me know, because I am someone who, that used to be my life, my whole life, trying to be perfect, trying to be an overachiever and everything. And it really brought a lot more stress and anxiety, right? Maybe you achieve some things. Oh, thank you so much, Jerry, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Shout out to Jerry. So I really thought that being perfect was going to bring me more things that make me happy. But funny enough, when I was such a perfectionist and overachiever, I was more stressed and more anxious. Like, who would have knew? But now that I'm like reflecting and stuff, I'm like, wait, like, as I'm doing, for example, like content creation, sharing my messages with you guys, right? Because I love sharing this message because it saved my life. I'm just trying to get the message out there. I don't care about being perfect. I don't care about everything being 100%, because I know the more mistakes that I make, the faster that I'm going to learn, the faster I'm going to get better. So instead of saying, let me be perfect, say, let me get better. Let me be better. That should be it. That's just a goal. Let me get better. Let me be better. Let me just do that, because if you're a mom like me, you're going to be thinking, what do you want your kids to be thinking? Do you want them to be overwhelmed with trying to be perfect? Or you just want them to try and be okay with just trying and putting themselves out there? You know, I'm happy when my kids just try something. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect. And if you do want to be perfect, you need to make mistakes very fast and a lot, right? In order to get that way, because as a new person, you're never, ever, ever going to be perfect. So don't even worry about it. That should be like the last thing in your mind. Just be like, I want to be better. I want to be better. I want to get better. I want to know more, learn more. And the thing that, you know, I don't know if you heard that saying, the more you learn that you don't know a lot, right? The more you learn, the more you know that there's more things that you don't know. So that's the beautiful thing about life, right? You're never gonna be perfect. So just start. Just do your thing. Just do your thing, and you will not regret it. And I hope that this message touched you, because I just felt compelled to really speak on this. In motherhood, we're all about trying to be perfect, make people happy, and all this. But honestly, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to. And I want you to know that you can thrive in this stage of motherhood. You can thrive in your life if you just try. So let me know in the comments if there's anything that you're trying to be perfect before and how that worked for you, like striving for perfection. Does it help you or does it hurt you? I'd love to know. And this is going to be a short live. I won't be on here long. Just wanted to hop on and say hello, because you know, each time that we share messages like this, that I share messages like this, I hope that I can reach one person and help them. If I knew what I know now, back then, like in those times in my life where I was trying to be a perfectionist, trying to be an overachiever, trying to be a people pleaser, trying to win people's favor, if I knew what I know now, I would have told myself like, hey, please stop. Hey, you don't need to do that. Hey, you don't need to do that. Like, honestly, you don't need to be trying so hard. Like, you should really be focusing on yourself, trying to better yourself and learn more and grow more. Because if you're not focusing on yourself, who is? Who's focusing on you? You know, so you have to focus on yourself if you want to actually thrive. You have to focus on you, on yourself. And the more that you focus on yourself, the better that things get in your life, right? So being a perfectionist is not something that we want because it's not healthy for us and it brings more anxiety and more depression. So I wouldn't even worry about it. Just say, how can I be better? How can I do better? How can I be a better version of me? And if you're a mom, how can I be a better version of me for my kids, right? Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.